All right, folks. Good afternoon. We're coming to you live from the Larson Ice Center in Brooking, South Dakota. Get ready for girls varsity and the Sioux Falls Lady Flyers. These two teams do not like each other. This is going to be a spirited matchup as the last game was won by the Sioux Falls Flyers with a shutout. A 3-0 shutout by the Lady Flyers. These teams have played each other 3 times this season. 2 of them for a tournament in Cedar Rapids. Yeah, we went all the way to Cedar Rapids. All right, sorry about that, folks. Had a little bit of a technical glitch, but it looks like we are back. It should be here. We should be ready to go here in just a minute. We're doing announcements right now, and they're doing players of the game, but or not players of the game, the little ones for the starting lineup for the Rangers. We had a little bit of technical glitch with the router and decided it was going to reset, so we're not going to touch it again, but we should be good to go. We are back green again. As I said, these two teams have played each other 3 times this year, with the Sioux Falls Lady Flyers taking the win in all three battles that they've had. But they have not been blowouts. The last game, which was a 3-0 game by the Sioux Falls Lady Flyers, was the only shutout between these two teams. Both of these teams played quite well together, or against each other, and today will be no different. So, team stats we got right now. Goals per game, Lady Flyers taking the lead with 7.4, and against 4.4 goals per game for the Brooking Rangers. Goals against per game is 1-1, tied for both of them. Meantime, we're going to go do the national anthem. We'll be back in just a bit. All right, folks. Starting lineups tonight for the teams. We have Rory Quam, number 30 for the Brooking Rangers, and Mariah Lincoln, number 30 for the Sioux Falls Flyers. Both goaltenders are solid. This will be a goaltender battle between these two teams. Let's see which one comes out ahead. In the meantime, let's get ready to rumble. Waiting for puck drop. As both teams give final instructions, we are ready. The Littles are heading off the ice right now. Also, special thanks to my cameraman, my son Blake. He's running the camera for me, so all I have to do is tell you what's going on. So if there's any video glitches, we can blame it on him. And here we go. Hodder wins that one, carries it in, takes wide passes over to Nelson. Nelson throws it wide of the net, just barely. Puck ekes his way out past Gora. Chased down by Gora. Knocked away from her and batted in. Rigolizzo now with it over to Watson. Watson throws it up, turns it over to number 52. And that one hit something, I think, in the bench. Couldn't tell if it was offsides or it hit a player on the bench. But we have a face-off in the neutral zone. Getting back to the stats between these two teams. These two teams are fairly equal. The Flyers have won the series this year between these two teams. However, they are not first in the for the girls' varsity. That is actually the Rangers that have that honors. But the Rangers have lost one game, and it has been to the Flyers. Both teams otherwise are undefeated, with the Rangers having played a few more games. Thrown down low by Rasmussen, number 18, over to the near side boards, picked up by Grendler. Grendler whiffs on it. Gora not able to get a stick on it. Lincoln overskates it, batted at. Not Lincoln, Honor overskated it, and Lincoln with a good save. Rangers keeping the Flyers pinned in pretty good in their own zone. Honor picks it up now, bounces it off the boards up to Nelson. She's not able to get that one out. Picked up and thrown back down into the Flyers zone. Gora with it now. Over to the far side. Watson just bats it out of the zone. Picked up by number 25 for the Rangers. Up the near far side boards past Gora and down into the Flyers zone. Marvisi with it, and we have the puck, or the net, knocked off its moorings by number 17, that Sawyer Triplett for the Rangers. Face-off will be out of the zone as that was knocked off by the Rangers. Over to the far side, chipped in, down low. It looks like we got a couple other extra players for the Flyers tonight. Going to need to look up their numbers. Some unfamiliar numbers I'm seeing down there. Harris chases it down into the Flyers zone, picks it up, rims it around up the far side boards. Picked up and backhanded out by number 97. Harris now with it, dancing through the neutral zone. Skates in, takes it wide down below the goal line, looking to hand it off. Nobody there. Back up to the point, Aniston Murray. She just throws it down low, rims around all the way over to the far side, picked up by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer backhanded it over to Pesca. Pesca with it, tried to hand that one out to Pfeiffer. And Quam hops on that puck, and we get a stoppage of play. So number 11, Annabelle Birdall, and 97 was out there too, Mackenzie Peterson. Don't see them very much. I have said their names a few times in some of these games, so I should remember it, but alas, that was not the case. Up the boards and out, chased down, Rigolizzo having to get to it. She's not able to. Forster with it, shot, and Rigolizzo is going to get a penalty for a trip. And they're calling a penalty shot. Rigolizzo tripped Forster. Forster getting a penalty shot early on in this game. We don't see many of those. That was the right call by the official there. She was hauled down from behind. Little hook right on the skate. All right, it looks like we got a camera down, but I'm going to get that reset here in just a second, but we'll do it after the penalty shot. Wait, they didn't take the penalty shot. They're taking the penalty, so they want the power play. All right, this is an interesting turn of events. I would have taken the penalty. I love penalty shots. They're so much fun. Forrester taking the draw, going against Lucy Nelson, I believe that is. Back to Grendler. Grendler with it over to the far side. Shot! Ricocheted right in front of the net. Harris picks it up and throws it down into the Rangers zone. I'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll let the audio play, but I'm going to go reset one of my cameras. Goal scored by the Rangers. I'll get you the stats here in just a minute. But Rangers take an early lead in this game. Flyers in an unusual situation, down 1-0 in this game. Harris picks it up behind the net. Back over to the far side. Murray picks it up off the half wall, off the back wall. Past Harris, picked up by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer bats at it, not able to get it out. Harris mauled right out the half wall, not able to do much with it. Puck bounces around. Triplett gets it and does manage to get it out. Marvisi dancing in, and she gets hit by Triplett. They're not going to give Marvisi a whole lot of space there. She made him look funny the last game. All right, that goal scored by Sawyer Triplett assists with Kinsey Grendler for the first goal of the game. Brooking Rangers are up 1-0. Black battling down low. She gets beat out and back up to the point. Chip down low for number 13. Marvisi picks it up on the near side boards and chipped up, not out. Puck's bouncing around. And Gora now with it, not able to handle it. That one ricochets off her stick. Pass up over the stick of number 25 and down low. Chased down by Neely Meyer. Peterson. Oh, Neely Meyer got crushed into the boards, and that's going to be a penalty on the Rangers. I believe number 24 is going to the box for that one. Number 24 is Grace DeVries, and she's getting a penalty for a body checking. So that'll put your Flyers on a power play. Back to Murray. Murray over to Pesca. Pesca throws it on net. Quam with a good pad save. Rimmed around. Back up to the point. Harris with it. Harris down to Marvisi. Got a little something stuck in my throat. Pesca right in front of the net. Murray there, but not able to get much on it. And blasted all the way down to the ice by the Rangers. Off the backboards, Forrester picks it up, spins away from Honor. Harris there to help out. Forrester just pinning it against the boards, wasting as much time as she can. Shot and a save. That was Rasmussen came in. Nice pass by Forrester. Rasmussen picks it up and not able to get it past Lincoln. 1-0 with 10:48 left in the first period. Told you this is going to be a tough game. Both teams are not going to give up very much time at all, or very much time and space. Puck's bouncing around, picked up by Rigolizzo, up to Watson. Watson spins away, takes it behind the net, looking to hand it off. Watson off the backboards, picked up by Nelson. Nelson back to Watson. Watson with the shot from her knees, but not able to get much on it. Back to the point to Rigolizzo, over to Gora. Gora with a shot that went off of Nelson in front of the net. Batted at and rims around, up and not out. It does pop out. Rigolizzo not able to hold that one in. And backhanded up and out by number 11 for the Rangers. Brought in by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo gets hauled down. That's going to be another penalty on the Rangers. Picked up by Honor and touched by the Rangers, so we get a penalty being called. And Flyers, for 19 seconds, will go on a 5-on-3 power play. And then they'll be, for the remainder of that, it'll be 5-on-4. Power play unit number 1 takes the ice for the Flyers. And for the Rangers, we got Grendler, Rasmussen, and I cannot see the other number. Marbisi picks it up, back to Harris. Harris with it, back to Marbisi. Marbisi down low. Pesca with it. Tried to center that one. Marbisi with it, off of a body up front. Chipped at over to the far side and fired all the way down. The Rangers get a player back out of the ice. Number 24 comes out. Harris with it. She dances through the neutral zone, gets it around a couple of the Rangers and hands it off to Pesca. Pesca with it, a shot, and that one went off the backdrop netting as it was errant stick got in the way. So that was number 24, Grace DeVries, with with the body checking penalty, and there's another one that's still not showing up yet. So we're waiting on that one. It is a tripping call. Meyer back down low. Marbisi tied up, not able to do much with it. Honor with it now. Over to the far side, picked up by Murray. Bat down to Pesca. Back up to Murray. Murray over to Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo down low. Marbisi with a shot, stick in front. And the Rangers elect to pin it up against the boards, but only temporarily as Marbisi comes in. And Honor keeps it down low. Over the stick of Pesca, over to the far side, picked up by Rasmussen and thrown up. Forrester with another breakaway. Marbisi trying to chase her down. Kick save by Lincoln. Good pesky maneuver there by Marbisi. Not giving Forrester much room to make a play. And we have something being called. I didn't see what it was. Too many players maybe. So that tripping penalty was against Julissa Peterson. 2-minute minor for tripping at the 9:49 mark of the first period. Harris with it now. Harris throws it back down the half wall, picked up by Gora. Gora over to the far side and batted at and fired out by the Rangers. Harris has to chase it down in her own zone. Puck's bouncing a little bit and batted in by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer goes for a change. And the Rangers trying to get it down low, and Watson now with it. Watson throws it in front of the net. Nelson there, not able to do much with it. The Rangers come back out. They are back at full strength now. Rigolizzo chases it down in her own zone. And picked up by Rigolizzo down below the goal line. Nelson there, she's got a couple of Rangers on her. Rigolizzo comes in to help out. As I said last night, in last night's broadcast, Rigolizzo will out-bully just about anybody on the ice. Battle still going on the half wall. Back to the point. Peterson, number 25, throws it down low. Gora chases it down. Rims it around, and that goes off the stick of one of the Rangers and backhanded up and out by Neely Meyer. And the Rangers get control of it now. Backhanded up off of a skate and backhanded in. Black with it. Gets it over to Gora. Gora tries to hit Knutson, and a couple of the Flyers run into each other. The Flyers look a little bit disoriented in this game so far. Their passes haven't been clean. Over to the far side, brought in by Knutson, and that was offsides as Flyers, I believe it was Meyer, was still in the zone. Thanks again for joining us today. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I know yesterday's broadcast was a little unusual. That was because the Watertown Lakers, they have a phenomenal broadcast facility, and they do their own feeds on YouTube. It's one of the few places that does. So when I go up there, I like to be able to use their system and join their broadcast. They got all the equipment that I wish I had. Shot on, Quam redirected that over to the near side corner. Up the near side boards, Marvisi there to try and pinch it down low. Pfeiffer trying to center that one and batted at. Pesca gets it over to Murray. Murray with it now, tried to get it back over to Pesca. Goes off of a skate. Chip down low, Pfeiffer with it. Centering pass, tried to hit. Murray missed that one, but not by much. Thrown back down low by Callie Peterson. We got a lot of Petersons here today. Marvisi battling it down low against number 13. And that one looked like it hurt Marvisi a little bit. Murray having to chase it down. Knocked away from Forster. Over to the far side. Picked up by number 52 and batted down in. Peterson using that long reach to keep the puck away, but ends up having it stolen. Peterson getting it. Up to Berdahl. Backhanded up and out. Triplett comes away with it. Backhands it back into the neutral zone. Picked up by 52 and thrown down low. Up the near side boards. Berdahl knocked it away from her own player and over to the far side. Picked up by Peterson. And redirected out of the zone. DeVries comes skating in with it. Hands it off to number 16. Shot towards the net. Redirected by DeVries. That was borderline kick right there. It looked more like a redirect, and the refs are not waving it off. They're saying it's good, so we are a 2-0 game so far. Flyers are down 2-0 in unusual territory this season. Let's keep in mind how these teams ended up last season. 3-2, 5 overtime game that the Flyers actually took. Oh, nice shot by Honor. Nice pass by Watson, but Honor not able to bury it in the net. Nelson with it at the point. Towards the net. Knocked down. Back up to the point. Nelson again with it. Flyers got a little bit of a hill to climb in this game so far, and up off the backdrop netting and out of play. It is very noisy. This is a very loud rink. But these games between these two teams are pretty physical. So as I was saying, with the Lakers, I like to just go up and join their broadcast team for the games because they have a full team, people working not just the cameras, but they have graphics people and all kinds of stuff. It's actually a pretty impressive setup. The Watertown Shamrocks are a null team that play out of that area, and that is and Rigolizzo getting another penalty for an interference, and that is a good call by the officials. We don't like to see it, but that was the right call. Flyers back on the penalty kill at the 3:21 mark of the first period. Not a really good period for the Flyers. Triplett picks it up, hands it off to Rasmussen. Nelson comes down, tries to get around Triplett, spins away, back to Watson, and Grendler picks it up, carries it up and out of the zone, gets around Marvisi, shot, and back into the backdrop netting. That was Isabel Rigolizzo. Interference at the 3:21 mark. That's her second penalty of the game. They only allow 4, so if she sees 2 more, she's going to end up with a game misconduct and booted out. Harris with it, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson comes off the half wall. Tried to get it over to Watson, not able to connect there. Back down for Gora. Gora chips it up the boards over to Watson and thrown all the way down. Lucy Nelson has a step on Grendler, picks the puck up in the Brooking zone. Nelson with the shot. I don't know how she got that one off, but she did. As somebody came flying in, that was Honor, and took out a couple of the Rangers players. Ended up putting her own team off sides. It's a heck of a start for this game. I'm sure this is what the Rangers wanted out of this after getting beat by the Flyers on Flyers home ice back in November with a 3-0 game. And that shot was on Quam, and she just covers it up. And so we get another stoppage of play at the 2:17 mark. Flyers are still on a penalty kill, but being very, very aggressive. This goes back to what I said last night. I want to see the jailbreak rule implemented across the board. That's something that's just so much fun. It adds a level of an excitement to the game. The Flyers they want to be more aggressive in that scenario and try and put a puck on net. Put as many on net as they can. We get a little bit of shoving match between number 5 and Honor. But that's something the PWHL brought into existence, and I just absolutely love that idea. Picked up down below the goal line by Grendler, chased down by Honor. Grendler gets it back, but Gora gets it and throws it down the half wall. Picked up by number 25 and rimmed around. Marvisi picks it up and throws it back down low. Flyers doing a really good job on this penalty kill. Wasting time. And we got 7 seconds left on the power play. Kicked out by Marvisi and thrown up and out. Rasmussen gets it around Watson, but not able to maintain control of it. Watson with it, and Sioux Falls is back at full strength. Batted at. Nelson not able to do much with it, and she gets pinned up against the boards. She is hounded. Nelson is one of the younger girls on the team, and she is really, really good. She's gonna be a fantastic player. Shot on, and Lincoln gloves that one down. She gets her stick up into the face of Triplett, but holds on to the puck. 55 seconds left in the first period. Flyers down 2-0. off of a power play goal and a kicked at goal by, not kicked at, I can't say that. Grace DeVries redirected that into the net. A redirection is legal. Kicking it is not. Batted over to the near side boards, picked up by Honor and chipped up and out. Over to the far side. Puck's batted at, and Berg with it now over to Harris on the near side. Hits Pesca. Pesca dances it around number 5, Cruz, and gets it into the zone. Shot on Honor, not able to handle that one. A backhander by Murray and covered up by Quam right on the side of the net. We're at the 23.4 mark of the first period, and Quam making sure that the Flyers don't gain any momentum at any point, even though the Flyers are leading with the shots on goal. Marbisi centers that one on Quam, and she covers that one up. As I said when we started this is going to be a tight game between these two teams. They play each other, and they play each other hard. They do not let up an inch, either one. Murray with it and throws it down the boards. Picked up by Pesca down below the goal line. Centering pass, and that's stolen. Up to Forster and batted over to Pesca, and right as the horn sounds, Murray was bearing down on Quam. But we're going to go take a 15-minute break here as we get an ice resurfacing done. But the Rangers have clearly won that period as they lead the game 2-0. Let's see if the Flyers can bounce back in the second period and see if they're able to get anywhere. Even though they lead shots on goal 11-7, they are down in this game. The Flyers need to play a little more aggressively, moving the puck around a little more in the offensive zone. The Rangers just need to keep creating chaos, and it looks like they're doing a good job of that today. In the meantime, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. We're going to go for an ice resurfacing break and a vocal break, see if I can get something. I think I've been yelling a lot more than I've been talking in this game just because it's so loud in here. But we'll be back in a little bit. Go take care of what you need to, and we'll see you back here shortly.
time ago, kid on the street makes his living from the shoes on the feet. Every morning he's at the bus stop, the shoe shine boy and the shoe shine box. Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? At the welfare line, at the unemployed. Kid on the street, nowhere to go. This shoe shine boy told him all he knows. He gets the shoe shine box, he don't ask for handouts. He can feed himself, what it's all about. Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? At the welfare line, at the unemployed. Hang out and you waste the time. Money from the state, little more from crime. The shoe shine boy never asked for help. Shoe shine boy made it by himself. Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? Whatever happened to the shoe shine boy? At the welfare line, at the unemployed. Whatever happened to
We celebrate the goals, we talk about the game. We all love hockey, but never forget some battle more than the puck. We will always fight like a ninja.
All right, getting ready for the start of period number 2. We still have about 3 minutes left. So we're going to talk a little bit about what this game means. So with this particular game, both teams are 1 and 2 in the standings, and the only reason the Brookings Rangers are currently above the Sioux Falls Flyers is they have a game in hand. Actually, 2 games in hand. They have won 8, I believe. No, 9. They're 9 and 1, I believe, for the Rangers. Let me double check that really quick. So the Brooking Rangers are 9 and 1, so they have 3 games in hand on the Flyers right now. Flyers are 7 and 0. So if the Rangers are able to win this one, they'll be 10 and 1, and the Flyers will be 7 and 1. So that'll put the Rangers still having 3 games in hand, or the Flyers having 3 games in hand still to take that number 1 spot. But this is kind of the deciding game here. The Rangers win this one, they're going to maintain that top spot. The Flyers win this, they're still going to be in second place, but they will have a couple games in hand and will not. They won't have that loss that the Rangers currently have. So this is going to be This game has a lot of meaning in the standings for the state play for girls varsity. Number 3, I believe, is the Oahe Capitals, and the Flyers have done really well against all the other teams in the state. So this is a big game. This game, it's not going to be a deciding game one way or another, but it's going to have a lot more repercussions as we go through the rest of the state play in the season. Here we go. Rangers get control of that one off the faceoff and knocked down by Watson. Watson steals it from Rasmussen and throws it down into the Rangers zone to Honor. Puck's bouncing around, and that one ends up. They're waving no goal, no goal, no goal, but the Flyers are celebrating. I'm wondering what the reason was for no goal. I believe nets off. But they are waving it off, no goal. Redoing the faceoff, Grendler steps up for the Rangers, and they're asking for a explanation as to why that was no goal. All right, face-off down in the Rangers zone. Picked up by number 8 off the backside boards over to the far side. Picked up by Forrester and chipped around over to the near side. Rasmussen there on the half wall going against Gora. Honor comes off the half wall, walks down. Honor. Oh, wow! Honor put that on net. Quam was not able to hold on to it. Nelson came in and just buried it in the back of the net. The Flyers coming roaring back in this second period with an early second period goal. Not even 40 seconds into the period. So we are at a 2-1 game. Flyers managed to cut the Rangers lead in half early on in this second period. Murray up to Pesca. Pesca had it knocked away from her. Picked up by Triplett off the near far side boards. Harris chases that one down. She's got Triplett on her and not able to do much with it. Marvisi now picks it up. She skates through everybody, hands it off. And Marvisi not able to get around Triplett. Triplett steals that puck, knocked out. Harris chases it down through the neutral zone. And they're waving off, no icing there. Harris with it now. And that one goes off of a skate. Murray now picks it up. And batted at. Rangers get control of it in the neutral zone and chip down low. Marvisi not able to hold on to it. Shot over to the far side. Marvisi picks it up now. Gets it up to Pesca. Pesca in. Pesca down. And a shot. Quam with a save. Nice backhander. And Rangers get control of it, but only temporarily. Gora throws it down the half wall. Comes out. Back to Neely Meyer off the stick of DeVries. Back to the point. Rigolizzo with it. Past Gora down low. Black picks it up. Black back to Gora. Gora at the point. Shot. Reed bounces around in front, and that puck is just wobbling everywhere. And Knutson manages to keep it in. Throws it towards the net. Picked off by 25. Stolen by Gora and thrown down low. The Flyers have come out in this second period and said, we will not be denied. Honor steps out, loses a handle on the puck. Puck's bouncing around. Honor with it. Honor up front, and that puck's bouncing. Hands it off to Watson. Watson with a shot. Quam with the save. Rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Picked up by Gora. Gora, shot blocker saved by Quam. Rigolizzo with it down low. She rims it around off the near side boards, and Gora not able to keep it in. They're saying she touched it. No icing there. Rigolizzo overskates the puck, picked up by Forster. Backhanded towards the net. The puck's right there. Lincoln managed to keep that one out as she went spread-eagled there. Grendler over to the near side boards, chipped down low. Picked up by Rasmussen and backhanded up and out. Lucy Nelson chases it down. Honor not able to get a stick on it. Grendler carries it up the near side boards. Right in front of the Rangers bench. Rigolizzo now with it. She gets pushed up against the bench boards, rims around all the way over to the far side. Picked up by Watson. Watson to Nelson, and Rangers come away with it through the neutral zone. Bounce it off the near side boards. This game's getting physical. I knew it would. Puck down in the Flyers zone. I believe that's Triplett with the puck. Down low in the near side corner. Thrown towards the net. Rigolizzo knocks it behind the net. Off the near side boards. And up, not out, goes off the stick of Nelson and pops out of the zone. Peterson throws that down into the Flyers zone. Picked up by Rigolizzo off the backboards. Peterson with it. Throws it back over to the far side. Picked up by number 5. Thrown down low for Peterson. Peterson with it now. Has Rigolizzo on her. Grendler gets it. Throws it back to Peterson again. Chipped up the near side boards. Grendler with it, throws it back down low. Rigolizzo with it, and she hits the skate. Honor. Honor comes flying up, tries to get it over to the far side to Pfeiffer. They do not connect, but Pfeiffer chases that one down. Pesca now with it. Pesca not able to do much with it. She has it stripped off her stick. Marvisi now with it. Over to Pesca off the near side boards. Pesca grenades off her stick, ends up down in the Rangers zone. Pesca not able to do much with it. Up the near side boards, past Gora, chased down by Harris. Harris with it. She ties up Rasmussen, and that puck is bouncing around. Murray picks it up down below the goal line, comes out, couple little deeks, brings it up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets it and just rips it in, goes for a change. Pfeiffer, Pesca, and Murray all go for a change. Puck down in the far side corner, stolen by Meyer. Meyer with it, takes it down below the goal line. Centering pass, and that ends up on the stick in number 24. And Gora with a nice steal, throws it down low. And Quam's not able to handle that. Gora with it, centering pass, puck right in front. That was a nice pass to Meyer. Peterson over to Knutson. Knutson tries to get it up to Black. Over to Meyer. Meyer walks in, shot right into the chest protector of Quam. And we get another stoppage of play. This game is exciting. These two teams play really well against each other, and it looks like the Flyers have come out trying to prove that first period was a fluke. And they've done a pretty good job of that so far. We're not even 7 minutes in. And the Flyers have 7 shots on net. And Quam covers that one up. We'll get another stoppage of play and a face-off just to her right. Left. Just to her left. My right. Honor steps up to take the draw. And they're saying the Flyers jumped on that one. We're going to redo the face-off. This has been a pretty fun game so far, especially the second period. The Flyers came out like gangbusters. Like I said, they wanted to prove that first period was a fluke. And they are putting on some pressure here. Nice move by Honor. She gets around a couple of the Brookings players. Peterson with it and tried to throw it down low. Pops up out of the zone. Marvisi chases that one down. Marvisi backhands it up to Nelson. Puck ends up right off the wall. And Nelson gets that, throws it down low. Neither team is going to give up much space. Off the far side boards, pops up and out. Berg picks it up. Back to Berdahl. Berdahl with it, thrown up the near side boards. Back down low, Marvisi gathers it up. Marvisi gets it up into the neutral zone and overskates it as Edmondson gathers it up and throws it down low. Edmondson looks, I can't tell if she was just getting good position or chirping at the bench. Puck's bouncing around. Forster with it. She whiffs on that shot. Murray with it down below the goal line. Picked up by the Rangers. That's Grendler. Tries to center that one to Rasmussen. Rasmussen throws it towards the net. Puck's bouncing around. Lincoln with a wonderful save. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. She keeps that out of the back of the net. Grendler pulls it off the back wall. Looking to hand that one off. Marvisi, good body there. Back to the point. Shot towards the net. And it pops up out as Berdahl takes a little bit of a spill. Forster picks it up down in the Rangers zone. All right, that goal scored by Lucy Nelson from Emma Honor. There was not a second assist on this one. Pesca with it. She carries it down the far side. Back up to the point to Harris. Harris with it, back over to Pesca. Pesca loses a handle on it, stolen by Forrester. Pesca gathers it back up. Off a body and all the way down, that's going to be an icing. I didn't see which body it went off of, but that is an icing on the Flyers. So, face-off down in the Flyers zone. Emma Honor going against Sawyer Triplett. Thanks again for joining us today. This has been an exciting game so far. Hopefully it stays this way. Race for the puck. Watson with it, and oh my word, Watson from her back. Flipped that up. Tried to get it over Quam. Almost made that one. And that was a fantastic play by Watson. Good hustle. Emma Honor taking the draw, going against Sawyer Triplett again. Honor throws it down low. Puck's bouncing around. Lucy Nelson with it. She's dancing around, looking to hand it off to Gora. She does. Thrown down low, but that was a weak throw. And tied up now is Watson. Gora down to help out. Watson with it. Watson throws it down past Peterson. Watson dances past Peterson again. Off the near side boards to Gora. Gora with it. Shot towards the net. It goes off of a leg pad up front and chipped up and out. Triplett not able to get it around Pfeiffer. Marvisi gets it up to Pfeiffer. Marvisi skates in. And a shot. Quam with a quick glove as she gloves that out of midair. Good rush by Marvisi. She's getting a lot better at joining that rush. Even though she's a defensive player, she's got good offensive instincts and jumps up into the play whenever she has an opportunity. A lot of defenders don't do that. Murray with it and hands it off to Harris, thrown back down low into the Rangers zone. Kicked at. Shot, and that point blank by Pesca. Another shot by Murray, and we have a stoppage of play. Not sure what happened. I think the net was knocked off its moorings, and it was. They reset. Great play by both teams. This is a fun game to watch. Glad you're with us today. Rangers get that one, rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Past Harris and chipped up and out. Rasmussen tries to get it down low, knocked away by Peterson. Centering pass. And Pesca takes the spill to the ice and thrown down low. That's going to be by Pfeiffer, and that's an icing call on the Flyers. These two teams, none of their games have ever really been high scoring. I believe in Cedar Rapids there was a 5-2 game, but that was one of the biggest goal differentials I've seen when these two teams play. They're always really tightly contested games. Honor steps up to take the draw. Rangers win that one back to the point, and Honor not able to get control of it. Centering pass off of a stick. Gora with it now. Gora battling for it, but not able to get control. Nelson now with it. And she's not able to keep it out of the zone. Number 11, Peterson, tried to center that one, and that went off of the back of the net. Another one knocked down. Number 5 battling for it. I thought that was Grendler. It was not. Nelson off the boards and not out, as that goes off of, who was that? Rigolizzo. Watson now with it. Chipped up, and Sawyer Triplett gets control of it, and we have a penalty being called and an interference being called. I don't know by who. It looks like Peterson, number 11, is going to the box. Jalissa Peterson Going to the sin bin, puts the Flyers on a power play. Murray back to Harris. Harris with a shot. Puck's bouncing around, and Forrester gets it past Harris. Harris takes the spill to the ice. Forrester, shot and a save. Marvisi playing that really well, not giving her much of an opportunity. Honor picks the puck up, carries it up through the neutral zone. Scott Murray and Pesca with her. Hands it off to Pesca. Pesca whiffs on that one. Back to Harris. Harris with it. Back down to Pesca on the half wall. Shot by Honor. Nice one-timer, but Honor was not able to bury that one. Pesca with it. She whiffs on it again. Over to the near side. Picked up by Rasmussen, and she blasts it all the way down. Lincoln comes out of the net, stops it, leaves it for Marvisi. Marvisi with it. Oh, and that was a weird pass that Lincoln had to be ready for. Watson with it. Watson shot. Quam with the save. That one was in perfectly. Quam didn't have to do anything drastic to make that save. We're at the 4:14 mark of the second period. Flyers need to come out of this period with a period win. Nelson taking the draw. Gora tries to get it towards the net. That puck is bouncing around. Nice shot by Nelson, but not able to bury that. And picked up by number 5 and thrown all the way back down into the Flyers zone. And we have a penalty being called, a rough. And that is Lily Gora going to the sin bin. That's going to put, we're going to play a little 4-on-4 hockey for about 29 seconds. And then the Rangers will go on an abbreviated power play in this game. Back to the point. Sawyer triplet with it down low. Over to the far side. Picked up by Rasmussen behind the net. Nelson now with it. She comes flying up through the neutral zone. Nelson has got great speed. Gets around triplet and tried to put that in the side of the net. Lost a handle on it. Rasmussen gathers it back up. Shot towards the net. Kicked away by Mariah Lincoln. Grendler with it. Tried to center that. Picked up by Nelson. Backhands it up to Pesca. Pesca fires it in. And Quam just leaves it for Peterson. Rangers are on a power play right now for another minute 14. Forrester carries it in and throws it down low, rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo gets bumped by Peterson. Thrown over to the far side. Marvisi chases that one down. Marvisi picks it up. Side, she's just going to carry it through the neutral zone. Gets around number 5. Marvisi tries to get that towards the net. And Quam hops out. Good pressure by Marvisi. Take that to the net. Time's winding down in this second period. 2:38 to go. Shots on goal are currently sitting at 26-14 in favor of the Flyers. Flyers still on a penalty kill for another 48 seconds. So far, in this period, we've had 2 penalties, one on Jalissa Peterson and one on Lily Gora. And 1 goal by the Flyers early on. The Rangers have kind of settled down already, but not really doing much. The Flyers, solid penalty kill, are doing a really good job of keeping the Rangers hemmed in their own zone on a Rangers power play. Off the near side boards, popped up, and over to the far side, picked up by Edmondson. She carries it in, bounces it off the sideboards, and thrown down low. Rigolizzo with it. 5 seconds left on the penalty as Rigolizzo blasts it all the way down. That does it for the Rangers power play as the Flyers are now back at full strength. Gora hops on the bench and Rasmussen takes over the puck in the neutral zone and backhanded up as Pfeiffer blows a tire. And a shot right past Mariah Lincoln by Grendler as she buries it in the back of the net. The Rangers extend their lead by a goal. It's now 3-1. So last year, the Flyers won all the games the Flyers didn't lose a game the entire season. This year, they run the risk of not having that perfect season if they can't get back into this game. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side, picked up by Harris. Harris bats it down low, chipped up the boards. Murray picks that one off and throws it back in. Flyers check up. Thrown down low by Pfeiffer. Murray not able to get to it. Up the boards. Forrester gets it and chipped up and out. Marvisi with a good play throws that down low as she gets pinched up against the boards by Rasmussen. She gets tangled up a little bit with Rasmussen. Marvisi's the smaller player in that matchup. Honor picks it up, carries it to the front of the net, shot it in the back of the net, right over the shoulder of Quam. Flyers put that in, cut the lead in half from the Rangers. The goal by number 21, Kenzie Grendler, was unassisted. And this goal by Emma Honor, I don't know if there's going to be an assist on that one. We'll see what the official scoring says here in just a minute. We are at a 3-2 game. Watson gets that and throws it down low. We got Emma Honor from Hallie Watson. Picked up by Harris. Harris throws it back down low past Watson. She's not able to handle that. Number 25 picks it up. Throws it back up the boards to Harris. Thrown towards the net. Honor chases that one down. Back down Triplett to help out. Pops up, and the Flyers not able to do much with it, but Gora gets it, throws it towards the net right as the horn sounds. The Flyers did win that period, and that is what they needed. They need another period win to come out of the third period. They need to come out like they're shot out of a cannon for the start of that third period and put that pressure on the Rangers. They are, in fact, out shooting the Rangers at nearly a 2-1 advantage, 27-15. Flyers definitely can tell they don't want to lose to this team. Let's see if they can keep it up through the third period. This has been an exciting game so far. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. We're going to take a quick ice resurfacing and vocal break, but we'll be back for the start of the third period. Go take care of what you need to take care of and come back and join us. We will see you back here shortly. All right, folks, getting ready for the start of period number 3, third and final frame for this game. And let's go over what transpired during that second period. It was a flurry. The Flyers scored one by Lucy Nelson, assists with Emma Honner. Kenzie Grendler then put one in the back of the net past Mariah Lincoln to extend the Rangers' lead. And then Emma Honner put one right over the shoulder of Quam to bring the Flyers back within one goal. There was one goal that was called off due to the net being off, and we had 2 penalties, one for each team. Jalissa Peterson going for interference at the 5:22 mark, and then Lily Gora going for a roughing at the 3:51 mark. That was our period 2 stats. Shots on goal, 17-8 in favor of the Flyers. That's a pretty big jump from the first period shots, 10-7, and also in favor of the Flyers. But the Flyers are now outshooting the Rangers by nearly a 2-1 margin, 27-15. That's one thing they're very well known for. They get a lot of shots on net. So that's where we're at. We're at a 3-2 game. Flyers down by a goal. I think they're going to come out like gangbusters and just put serious pressure on the Rangers to try and get this game tied up. Sawyer Triplett and Emma Honner taking the draw. Honner comes away with that one. Rigolizzo gets it, throws it up the board. Off to Nelson. Nelson skates in as 52 takes a little bit of a spill and up and out of harm's way. Gora throws it back down low. Triplett not able to get control of it. She does on a second attempt and rims it around all the way over to the near side. Past Rigolizzo, up and out. Honner chases that one down into the Flyers zone, but that is an icing call on the Rangers. That is, we're 29 seconds in. We get our first whistle. And face-off down in the Rangers zone just to the right of Quam. Grendler taking the draw, going against Aniston Murray. And Flyers win that one. Shot! And that went off a body in front. That was a hard shot by Pesca. Pesca gets that. Nope, sorry, that was Rigolizzo, and Rigolizzo just fires it down. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Rasmussen chases that one down. Bats it back to one of her teammates. Back over to the near side. Forrester not able to get it past Pesca. Finally thrown up and out. Gora gathers it up and off a stick back down into the Rangers zone. Pesca chases that one down. And stolen by Grendler. Up the far side boards. Chipped up. Not out, but out on the second attempt by Rasmussen. And thrown back down into the Flyers zone. Picked up by Harris. Harris up to Pesca. Pesca chips that up and out. Pfeiffer gets it, throws it down into the Rangers zone. Picked up by Peterson, number 13 for the Rangers. And Rasmussen gets it and chips it up and out, trying to hit Forrester, and chased down. That is an icing call on the Rangers. So we get another stoppage of play at the 15:27 mark of the third frame. Again, Flyers are down. This is an unusual situation for them. So they got to battle through this adversity and try and get this game tied up first and foremost, and then put pressure on the Rangers to for the Flyers to take the lead. We'll see what actually ends up happening. Knutson putting some pressure on. Neely Meyer with it over on the near side boards, picked up by Rigolizzo and just hammered all the way down. Peterson battling Knutson down low. And the Rangers come away with it over to the near side, picked up by Rigolizzo in the Flyers zone. Gora with it, and she's not able to maintain control as it's chipped in by the other Peterson, number 11. I didn't realize it, but there's a couple of them on the Rangers. Meyer gets it, but she's battling Meyer down low, backhanded towards the net, picked up at the point, shot blocked up front. Rigolizzo stops that one from getting to the net. Another shot saved by Lincoln. That went off of her pads. I think that caught her off guard. Chipped up the boards and out. Left for Knutson. Knutson not able to handle it, but gets it back. Knutson not able to pick it back up. It looked like she was going to get control of that one. Not able to do so. Harris with it now. Spins away from the Rangers player. Harris loses a handle on it, gets it back. And pass up to Honor. They do not connect as that is an icing call all the way down into the Rangers zone. Faceoff will come back down into the Flyers zone. Just to the left of Lincoln. And we get a stoppage at the 14:08 mark of the third frame. Grendler and Honor taking the draw against each other. And Nelson not able to get control of it. Harris with it now. Harris gets it up to Watson. Watson crosses over the red line and throws it down low. Race for it. Number 13 and Nelson battling to get position. Kept in by Honor down on the half wall. Nelson in to help her out. Back to the point to Peterson. Thrown back down low. Ends up on the half wall off of a stick. Honor gets it. Back to Peterson. Peterson towards the net. Goes off of a leg. Marvisi gets it and just fires it down low. Watson not able to handle that one. Picked up by Grendler. Backhanded up and out. And that's going to go all the way for the Rangers. And it does for an icing. Faceoff will be back down in the Rangers zone at the 13-16 mark of the third period. Thanks again for joining us today. This broadcast brought to you by yours truly, Chico Marvisi and Marvisi Hockey Productions. We bought all the hardware. We pay for everything ourselves, and no cost to you. So donations are happily accepted if you want to. If you want to help out a little bit, I would not be adverse to a little bit of a help. Pesca picks it up down in the Flyers zone. Up to Murray. Murray picks it up, brings it into the Rangers zone, hands it off to Pesca. Pesca with a shot through the legs of Triplett. Gora gets it and takes it down low. She gets pinched up against the boards. Triplett picks it up and rims it around over to the far side. Pesca loses a handle on it. She's had a little bit of trouble today handling the puck. Marvisi with it. She tried to center that, but Quam hopped on that puck and covered it up. We get a stoppage of play and a face-off to Quam's left. We are at the 12:29 mark of the third period. The Rangers are going to be playing defense, but they can't play a non-aggressive defense. They have to pick and choose their opportunities, push it down the ice. An insurance goal for them would be very beneficial. The Flyers are just trying to get this tied up, and they're going to be pushing the pace of this game. Picked up by Watson. Honor steps out of the corner, picks it back up. Off the boards, Watson now with it. Watson tries to spin away from the Rangers. Thrown down low for Nelson. Nelson walks out, tried to center that one. And Rasmussen picks that one up and takes it behind the net. And the Rangers come up. Forrester comes down with the head of steam. Lost a handle on it. Shot towards the net. Centering pass. Another shot and in the back of the net by Rasmussen, as the Rangers extend their lead to 4-2. I didn't see who got the assist on that, but we'll check the official scoring here in just a minute and see what it says. But Rasmussen definitely got that goal. Flyers with the hill to climb and only 11 minutes and 42 seconds to do it. Fired down low. Rigolizzo gets it, rims it around, over to Pesca. Pesca not able to handle that one. Murray picks it up and chips it off the boards, and they're saying icing on that one. So Anna Rasmussen assists by Kinsey Grendler and Forrester, number 10. That was at the 11:42 mark of the third period. Sawyer Triplett going against Aniston Murray. Rigolizzo picks it up on the near side corner. Ends up down below the goal line. Pesca with it. Long pass up to Rigolizzo. Sorry, that was Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer ran into the Rangers player and just stopped. Icing on the call. Face-off down in the Flyers zone at the 11:06 mark of the third period. Shots on goal sitting at 27-19. Rangers with the only shots in this period so far. It's not what the Flyers want. Watson picks it up, carries it down, chased down by Rasmussen. Watson not able to get a solid shot off. And chipped back down low by Gora. Off the far side boards, past Gora. Nice stick by Honor there. Carried in. Gora not able to get control of it. Gora with it, and she just, not Gora, Honor with it, and she just backhands it down the boards. Honor throws it down below the goal line. And again, comes away with the puck, back to the point, back down for Honor. Honor tries to get it cross ice. Forrester with it, takes it down low. Shot off the post, but underneath Lincoln. And we have a penalty being called as Harris was tripped up. And Rangers touch that one. Flyers are going on a power play. I think there might be 2 penalties on that, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, we got Sawyer Triplett going to the box right now. And they are only calling the first one. So Pesca got, I saw her get hauled down. I couldn't tell if it was a trip or not. In the offensive zone, sorry, I'm trying to hear what the announcer is saying. So that was definitely a trip by Sawyer Triplett. And Flyers have called a timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But I'm going to take a little vocal break right now. Flyers have to get 2 quick goals to at least get it tied up. Yeah, it was almost identical plays. So there was the one on Harris and the one on Pesca were almost identical. We just went back and looked at the video of it. And they only called the one. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, but all right. Flyers on a power play. Rimmed around, and that was Grendler. She blasted that all the way down into the Flyers zone. Lincoln leaves it for Harris. Harris with it now. She comes flying up through the neutral zone. Pesca gets it. Gets around Rasmussen. Takes it towards the front of the net. Shot. Quam struggled with that a little bit, but manages to cover it up, and we get another stoppage of play at 21 seconds into the Flyers power play. It's a little chilly up here, isn't it? My feet are a little cold. Be nice to get into the car and kick the heater on for a little bit. Marvisi with it, over to Harris. Harris down to Pesca. Pesca with it. Flyers really being patient, moving it around. Back to Pesca. Pesca to Harris. Harris with it. Over to Marvisi. Marvisi with it. And that puck bounced off of a stick, and the Rangers gather it up and manage to throw it all the way down. Harris with it now. Up to Pesca. Pesca's got Forrester on her. Pesca with the head of steam comes flying in. Gets around Grendler. Shot up over the net. Picked up on the far side by Honor. Pesca not able to get to it, and the Rangers come away with it. Grendler with it, and she hammers it all the way down. And that's going to be down into the Flyers zone. Still 40 seconds left on the Flyers penalty as Rigolizzo gathers the puck up. Up to Honor. Honor comes flying through the neutral zone. Walks in. Leaves it for, couldn't tell who that was. I believe that was Pfeiffer. Over to Gora. Gora with it. Tried to hit Pfeiffer through the crease. Rimmed around, and that should do it. I don't think the Flyers will get back down on the power play as Rigolizzo takes it behind her own net with 6 seconds left. Off the stick of Pfeiffer and backhanded down low. Gora with it. Shot, and Lincoln struggled with that a little bit, but the Flyers are there to help get it out of harm's way. Nelson carries it in, tries to hit Watson. They don't connect, and the Rangers get control of it. Not able to get it out past the blue line. Shot on. Quam covers that one up, and we're at the 7:17 mark of the third period. Shots on goal is now sitting at 29-21. The Rangers have gotten far more shots this period than the Flyers did. And both teams, well, the Rangers are back at full strength, so we're playing some 5-on-5 hockey again. And passed out by Pesca, but Quam got a stick on that and managed to get it covered up before any of the Flyers could get on it. We're now at the 7:08 mark of the third period. Over to the far side, off of a body. And Marvisi picks it up. Marvisi tries to hand it off. Nice shot by Murray. But that ends up wide of the net, chipped up and out. Black with it. Rimmed it around all the way over to the far side. And pops up and out. Sawyer Triplett gathers it up. Chipped in. Marvisi now with it. Hands it off to Harris. Nice little backhand pass. Chipped up to Marvisi. Marvisi not able to get through number 8. Shot, and Quam covers that one up. Gloves that down, and we get another stoppage of play at the 6:22 mark of the third period. Marvisi showing off her skills, but not able to put it in the back of the net. Honor stepping up to take the draw. Watson picks it up, backhands it down low for Nelson. Nelson battling for it, down with Watson, down below the goal line. Triplett's going to beat out Watson most of the time just because of Watson's, that she's a little bit smaller. She's just super fast and maneuverable. Backhanded by number 52 over to the far side. Honor picks it up out of the pile, and it ends up on a Ranger stick, chipped up and not out. Chip down low. Rigolizzo chases that down into the Flyers zone. picked it back up off the far side boards. Pops up and out. The Rangers get control of it. Pesca with it now. Skates in. Pesca shot off a Quam. Gora with it. Tried to keep it in. Goes off the body of number 24. And a little bit of a battle there as 24 gets hit into the boards. Pfeiffer now with it. Black not able to do much with it. Kicks it back to Gora. Gora throws it up and Watson comes flying in. Flyers are going to be looking to pull their goaltender here in a little bit. Thrown down into the Rangers zone. Rangers get control of it off the boards. Up and out. And back down into the Flyers zone. Rangers just playing that. They're dumping it, getting quick changes, and letting the Flyers get control of it in their own zone. The Rangers don't have to score another one. They just have to keep the puck from getting to their own net. Harris with it, throws it down low. Peterson, number 25, rims it around all the way over to the far side. Kicked out by Marvisi. Marvisi held against the boards, but not able to do much with it. Rasmussen passes up to Forrester. Shot, and Harris blocks that one and keeps it from going anywhere. Harris picks it back up, skates it through the neutral zone, back down into the Rangers zone. She gets bumped up against the boards. Pfeiffer with it, centering pass, and a shot up over the net by Pesca. Another centering pass, puck's right in front, and the puck was loose, but I think the ref lost sight of it, and the rule is you lose sight of it, you blow the whistle. 3:16 left in the third period. Flyers down by 2. They got to keep playing their game, putting the pressure on. Shots on goal now sitting at 33-21 as the Flyers make up some of those shots. Murray taking the draw. Pesca walks off the face-off and takes the shot. Backhanded down low over to the far side. Picked up by number 25, Peterson. Rimmed around. Sawyer Triplett gets it and throws it up and out. That should go for an icing call. But chased down by number 11, Peterson, as she beats out the icing. Shot, save, chipped up. 25 gets it. The other Peterson, and thrown down low. As the Rangers now putting a little bit pressure on the Flyers. Pfeiffer gets it. Chips it out up into the neutral zone. Gora gets it. Up to Honor. Honor comes in with the head of steam. Shot blocked and ends up going wide. Hammered at by the Rangers. Chipped up and out. Harris now with it. Up to Gora. Gora to Watson. And rimmed around by the Rangers as they get control of it in their own zone. Nelson trying to center that one. Over to Watson. Watson back to Marvisi. Marvisi with a shot, and that ricocheted up front. And neck knocked off. Net was knocked off by Quam. I don't think they're calling anything on that one. But that looked like there was no reason that net should have been knocked off, but it was. .150 left in the third period. Shot on, saved by Quam. Right off the face-off. Shots on goal now sitting at 35-22. The Flyers taking a little bit of the lead now in this third period for the shots on goal. Puck is stalled out on the half wall. And Marvisi picks it up. Pops up out of the zone. Harris with it now. Harris crosses over the red line and throws it down into the Rangers zone. Chased down by Watson. Centering pass and, knocked off again by Quam. We get another stoppage of play. Face off down in the Rangers zone. Murray steps up to take the draw. Triplett, I think, will take this draw. Back down low in the Rangers zone. Pesca there battling for it. Murray comes away with it. Walks behind the net. Passes it over to Pesca. Goes off the skate of the official. Pfeiffer down to Pesca, centered and shot by Murray, but that hit a body in front. Marvisi with it now, down low. And she gets hauled down. No call by the official. Shot, and that goes off of a leg pad. Another shot, and net again knocked off. And I don't think they're calling a penalty on that one. There's 31 seconds left, but that is the third time in the last 2 minutes that net has been knocked off.
What sucks with these pegs, though, is once they go off once, they'll just keep going on.
I know. $31 left. Flyers, not even with all their shots. Quam is a brick wall back there and not allowing anything in the back of the net. Chipped off the backboards, rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Pulled off the boards by Nelson. Nelson took a good shot. Rasmussen carries the puck down into the Flyers zone, not able to get a shot off. Honor with it, 12 seconds remaining. Watson chips it ahead, but Grendler beats her to the puck. And this looks like this will be the Flyers' first loss in quite some time as the Rangers take this game 4-2. That puts the Rangers at 10-1, the Flyers at 7-1. So next game will be tomorrow in Aberdeen, and that will be at, I believe, noon in Aberdeen. So we'll be up there broadcasting from Aberdeen, the Aberdeen Cougars facility. In the meantime, Rangers win this one 4-2. This was a big game for the Rangers. So far, the two games that have played, the two state games that have been played by this team, the Flyers have taken one, the Rangers have taken the other. Very well battled between these two teams. Anyway, everybody have a good afternoon. We will see you back back on this channel tomorrow. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps us. In the meantime, everybody have a good evening, good Saturday evening. Go have some fun.